Hi friends, Christina, XTini101 on Instagram. Happy to join you on Flosstube. I've been a lurker, a groupie for some time now, almost 2 years, and I've honestly didn't consider doing this. I was motivated by the Flosstube retreat that I'm attending in a few weeks, and I figured that I would, let you get to know me, since I know most of you already from your videos. So again, my name is Christina. I live in the DFW area in Texas. I have been stitching for some time now. I actually started stitching as a kid. I remember visiting Mexico years ago, and my mom buying those pre-stamped like bread napkins, I guess. There's one behind me on the wall. I was so proud of that. That one was actually one that I actually finished. It's embroidery, not cross stitch, but I learned to stitch on those some years ago, and honestly the ones that I started in the summer, I would never finish them. Usually those projects just traveled back with me, and they never really got done. So long story short, I ended up, got married pretty young, had my kids, didn't, really stitch a whole lot in the last, 15 years or so. About 9 years ago, we moved to Texas from Illinois, and we don't have any family here. No family, a few friends, just friends from work. And so I had a little bit more time on my hands. My kids were older, and so I decided, let's find some hobbies to keep me busy. I actually took up, I've always crocheted over the years, so I had plenty of yarn and lots of unstarted projects, as you all know. And quilting, I picked up quilting about 4 years ago, I want to say. I've made some things here and there. I enjoy it, but most of all I enjoy hand quilting. That's probably my favorite part of it, is hand quilting, hand binding, and so yeah, I mean that's probably my favorite thing to do in regards to quilting. So then I think I was looking for a small project to take with me on trips when I travel for work, or just something to keep my hands busy. And so I think I went to Hobby Lobby and found a project that I purchased, and then I was looking for ways to do it to improve my style, my stitching style. So I looked for videos on YouTube, and came across someone's video, and I can't remember, it was maybe Carolyn Mazzeo or Pam Reed, someone that had a tutorial. And then I started hearing Flosstube. And so I figured, wow, there's a community out there. So that's how I got turned on to Flosstube, and I'm actually taking some notes because I don't want to miss anything. So I discovered Flosstube, and then with that I discovered some of the designers, Plum Street Sampler and Heaven and Earth Designs, and became quickly, I became a fan pretty quickly. Now I do work full-time, so I don't have as much free time to, I'm not able to just stitch continuously for 8-10 hours. Not that any of you have that luxury either, but I have shorter spans that I can stitch. Typically it's in late evenings. If I travel, I'll also take something with me, on an airplane. Usually I have a project in my purse that I take with me. And so I have a huge variety of projects, and I would love to show all of those to you today. I have them all in front of me right now. You should see the setup that I did with this camera, or my phone. I'm using my Lowry stand to hold my phone up, because I didn't want it to face me from below or from too high. So my Lowry stand is holding my phone for me. I'll have to take a picture and put it up on Instagram for you guys. Ignore the mess behind me. I'm in the process of rearranging my office. There used to be a quilt here that I made, and I took it down to gift to my new niece. And I've got fabric and all kinds of junk everywhere. Notice the, let me see if I can turn you. Notice the shelves right, oops, something just fell. Notice the PVC pipes here and the wooden frame. Those are my, the frames that I use for stitching. I've got, I used Pam Reed's tutorial to, well actually my husband created those for me. So I've got Q-snaps, wooden frames, you name it, I have it. And so, but I will talk about the things that I enjoy, the tools that I do like to use. I will talk about those in a minute. What I want to do is I want to take advantage of the remaining sunlight in this window to record what I've got, and then maybe I'll piece something together with some tools. So we'll see how much we can get accomplished in this short time frame. A little bit about my family. I have 2 kids. I've been married 21 years, a little over 21 years. I actually just sent my husband off to Sam's Club. So I got him out of the house so he wouldn't hear me talking to myself. He knows what I'm doing. It's just, it's weird to have somebody else in the house listening to you talk to a camera. And my daughter's upstairs cleaning her room. So I have 2 kids, 20 and 15. My son's away in college, and my daughter's in high school. My daughter sometimes stitches a little bit here and there, but it's not her thing. I have taught my mom how to cross stitch. I've actually turned her on to English paper piecing and quilting and hand quilting and all kinds of stuff. So she actually taught me how to crochet many years ago, but she's been learning some techniques and designers and things like that. I don't think she likes cross stitch as much as I do, but she does. She's very crafty. I've posted some of her projects on my Instagram. Again, Xtini101. If you're interested in following me, I've got quite a few posts. Her paintings, she likes to paint, that sort of thing. Hi, Mom. I'm sure she's gonna watch this and be like, "What are you doing, Christina?" I mentioned where I live, designers. So I have to say that when I started this a few years ago, I discovered Heaven and Earth Designs, and I fell in love with the patterns. I do tend to like the full coverage patterns more than the smaller sampler type of projects. But you're gonna see that I have just all kinds. I don't really discriminate when it comes to projects. I like everything. One of the first ones that I acquired from Heaven and Earth Designs was the Stitcher's Retreat, which is a free pattern. It's still a free pattern. I actually stitched that maybe, I want to say 3 or 4 times on different fabrics because I was trying to get the fabric that I liked. I couldn't decide what sort of style I wanted to, or what sort of fabrics I enjoyed, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I have 1 page finish on that, and then I started another half. I don't have a rotation. I typically just stitch whatever I feel like, and it's very disorganized. Sometimes I think about a project that I have and I'll just say, oh, I want to work on that, so I just pull it out and I start working on it. So that's typically how I decide what I'm going to work on. But yeah, so Heaven and Earth Designs is probably one of my favorite. Although I think I've exhausted the amount of projects that I can purchase from them because I can't live long enough to stitch them all. I mean, I could stitch them all, but they'll never get finished. And truly, I don't think that my goal ever is to finish anything. I hate to say that, but I just like the process. I like to acquire pretties and stitch them, and if they have nice, sometimes I feel like doing nice blocks of color. Sometimes I like to do the confetti, like I really want to just forget everything I'm going on in the world and just concentrate on counting and checking things off. So sometimes the confetti heavy projects are what you want. or what I'm looking for. And then sometimes I just, right now I'm in a block of color kind of a phase where I can listen to an audiobook and sort of just tune everything out, and then, you know, and do my, you know, 30 stitches of whatever green I'm working on at the time. I'll show you the project that I'm working on right now. It's it's Heaven and Earth ornamental fairies, something or other. It's a pretty one, which is not my usual taste. It's a really pretty big-eyed fairy with a green dragon. It's a smaller project. It's one of the ornament size from Heaven and Earth Designs. I keep trying to look at the camera and not look at the screen, but I'm not used to this. I'm not a professional, sorry. This year I acquired a chatelaine. Chatelaine is, I love that. I love those projects are beautiful. I like memorabilia. I like everything. I don't, you know, like I said, I don't discriminate. I get, you'll see how much variety I have. So with my love of Heaven and Earth Designs, I actually attended HateCon last year in Portland. It was in October, end of October. My sister and I, actually, she lives up north. We met in Portland, and she read and hung out while I attended the conference or the convention. I met a bunch of people. My only regret is that I was it takes me a little while to warm up to people, and if I had one more day, I think I would have made lasting friendships. I did meet some really nice people there, and I really wanted to go this year again, just because I had already warmed up to a lot of them, and I wanted to go back and you know, go shopping with them, have dinner with them, maybe not take a security blanket like this last time where I took my sister, not take anyone with me, and sort of force myself to be a little bit more social. And those that know me know that I am social. It's just, I have just a little bit of social anxiety when I'm meeting new people. But so anyways, I went to the first HateCon. It was so much fun. I met Amy Stewart, and if you bear with me, I'm going to show you what I bought. I bought this beautiful calendar, which I think at the time was already, let me see if I can get it without glare. It was a 2012 calendar, but I want to frame some of these pictures to put on my wall here in the office. This room is my study in the house. It's all my junk. But anyway, her artwork is just so precious, and I want to put some of these on frames, and then maybe do like a collage of pictures. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And then I bought some cute postcards. Well, I guess I'm doing a flip through at this point. It's my first flip through with Flosstube. Some of the, I mean, they're just gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. And she's so nice, super nice lady. We bought bookmarks, and actually she gave away bookmarks, and then postcards and calendars, and I think she had puzzles, and then she might have had original art. I just didn't have enough cash with me on that. I actually have this pattern from Heaven and Earth Designs. I absolutely love it. Confetti heavy, my friends. Confetti heavy. Look at that. That's beautiful. Let me see if I have one more. No. So anyway, that's just a calendar. I'm gonna cut those out, and then maybe in the next month or so, I might have like a pretty collage back there of pictures. I actually want to paint this room too. Excuse me. And then I bought some pretty postcards. I do want to frame these as well. These I might actually, these are all autographed. I might actually frame them, and sorry about the glare. I might frame these, and whoops. Again, this is my favorite. It's the Gypsy Firefly, and they're all signed. So anyway, she's very nice. And that was Amy Stewart. There was someone else there, another artist named Rob Carlos, and he did some beautiful original artwork of dragons, and I think had something to do with your soul, and like what he interpreted to be your dragon, I guess. It was a very cool idea. I did not get in on that. Again, it was was a matter of cashola. I had to make sure I had enough money to buy all the things that I wanted to buy. So I ended up getting some fabric and scissors and some other things that they were selling there. But anyway, if you have an opportunity to attend HateCon, Portland is a beautiful part of the country, and Heaven and Earth, the people there are just amazing. Michelle is awesome. I wish I had chatted with her a little bit more, maybe next time I go, because I want to go next year. I won't be able to go this year because I have a wedding that weekend, but I do want to go again, maybe to the third one. That would be fun. And so what else about HateCon? Yeah, so anyway, if you have an opportunity to attend, it's a lot of fun. And if you want more information about it, I would visit Heaven and Earth Designs, their website, and get the information from there. I don't have any of that with me, but you can find all that on the website. So that's not to say I'm not doing anything else that's fun this year. Let me backtrack a little bit. So maybe I want to say March or February of this year, I found out that there were a group of people, local stitchy friends, that meet up at a store here in Arlington, Texas. It's not too far from where I am, and they meet up on once, here and there, and so they wanted to start doing like consistent meetups. Well, guess what? I ended up going to a couple of those. I haven't been in the last few months because of life, but I got to meet some cool people. Heather, the Blessed Stitcher, and they're all YouTubers. Let's see, Kate the Stash Queen, Garrett, Coffee Stitcher, and Michelle Kozieg. We're all there. I've met them, and I believe all of them are attending Flosstube Retreat next month. But anyway, so they were talking about the Flosstube Retreat. I think it was not Coffee Stitcher. He wasn't talking about it that time. I think it was like February when I went. Anyway, they had mentioned it. They said, oh, you should come as a groupie. I think Heather had not filmed videos then. And she says, well, I'm thinking of filming, starting to film. You should start filming. I said, oh, you know what? I'm not that interesting. And she says, just do an intro video just so everyone knows you, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do a video. Just, just show up. And so I thought about it, and I thought, oh, it's a little weird to go to this, and I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone, and no one knows me. So anyway, fast forward to, I want to say like March or April. I'm sitting at work, and I get a message, or I get tagged on a message on Facebook. I think it was Kate that tagged me on basically the final round. They had one spot left on the Flosstube Retreat, and she tagged me on it to see if I wanted to attend still. And I was in a meeting, and quickly on my phone, I went through and I found PayPal, and I Flosstube retreated it and paid, and got a response right away that I was in. So I was attending Flosstube Retreat, and so I'm super excited about it. I have to admit, I don't watch Flosstube consistently. I'm more of a dabbler. It's, again, the whole thing about time. And usually when I am stitching, I'm stitching in front of a television with my family. They watch what they're watching, and then I kind of just, do my thing. That's what keeps me occupied, or keeps my hands busy. That's our family time, is us together. And so typically my Flosstube viewing is reserved for weekends, or if I'm at lunchtime, if I'm stitching at lunchtime at work, I'll grab my my cell phone and watch some Flosstube, or listen to people talk. I especially like the videos that are super long, and then just go on and show me haul and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun to me. But I would get crazy looks from my family if I had them watch stuff here. So I don't infringe upon their television viewing. I think I need to pick a different chair next time I film. This is too much fun. It's going to be distracting, isn't it? So I'm attending Flosstube Retreat, which is the reason that I wanted to do this video, so that you would get to know me before I attend Flosstube Retreat in a few weeks. So hopefully this gets out to you okay. And anyway, come up to say hi. I'm gonna force myself to make the rounds and talk to people. So let's see. Where do I stitch? So I mentioned that I stitch in front of, I'm not gonna do the know your needle maker, I think it was a tag. I'm not gonna do that. I didn't have time to pull the questions. I was trying to, like, again, get some filming done before the sun went down so I can get wanted some nice light. I didn't get a chance to grab those questions, so I'm trying to kind of make them up as I go. So maybe I missed something, and if I did miss something, and you need to ask me something, put it in the comments, and I'll make sure that I address it, or ask me on Instagram. Where I stitch. So I mentioned before that I stitch in front of the television. I like to stitch with my family. In the evenings, late in the evenings, when my husband and I are back from work, and after dinner, we'll eat together. It's just 3 of us now in the house. We'll eat together, and then we'll sit down and watch whatever's on. American, what's it called? You know, those singing competitions, or Dancing with the Stars, or whatever happens to be on at the time. The Ninja Warrior show, and some other things. We'll do that. Honestly, most of the time my daughter's doing homework, and or texting her friends, and or watching videos, her YouTube videos with her earbuds. And then my husband falls asleep because he's tired from running around all day, and then I end up just kind of zoning out with the TV while I stitch. So that's our dynamic. That's how we relax at the end of the day. And then weekends, my husband opens. He has a business, and so he has to work on Saturdays from like 8 in the morning to 4. I'm such an old person now. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning no matter what is going on in my life. So I'll be up and pretty early, and I will start laundry, or doing this or that, or do quick cleaning around the house. And then usually my cleaning has to do with I try to get things done so that I can sit down and stitch. So the ultimate goal on the weekends is get as much done so that I can sit down and stitch, or dabble, do a little bit of this, and then come in and sit down and stitch. And so I end up, but usually Flosstube is playing in the background on the weekends. When daughter's upstairs sleeping and husband is gone, that's when I catch up on stuff. So that's that. Oh, so where I stitch, I have a big leather recliner chair. And I also have my Lowry stand is what I prefer to stitch with. I use a Q-snap, and so I just attach it to the Lowry stand, and put my feet up and recline. I have a window next to me with really nice light, and then I have a small lamp on my right. Those little rolly carts that everyone has, the metal carts with the 3 tiers. I actually have one of those with all my with these flosses right here. Those are usually, I put those in there as filler because I wanted to show you how I keep my floss. But those are usually on my cart, and I have a cup with highlighters and all that stuff. What I'll do is, if I come back and do this again, I'll throw in pictures, or maybe I'll show you a little bit of where I stitch. Maybe I'll tape that some other time, but that's my stitchy spot, is the living room. This office, I normally don't use it. It's more used for if I have to work from home, or if I need to grab a book or something. And yeah, this room isn't used for stitching. Oh, I have a sewing machine back here, so I will use my sewing machine in here, but normally it's not. I don't sit here and cross stitch by myself. I don't like that. I was gonna say materials and storage. I wanted to mention, I think that's something that interests all of you. storage, I like to bobbinate my my floss. For the most part, DMC is what I use. There are some projects that lately I've purchased, and they have you know, specialty threads, gentle arts, and like I have a chatelaine that has some beautiful silks and beads and all kinds of stuff. So I've got different storage solutions for the different projects. For the most part, I work out of one. That's my master. This right here is my master. This right here is my master DMC collection. It's one of each color. I think I'm missing colors still. I don't think I have a full collection at this point. But do you notice these plastic bins right here? Those have DMC that's not bobbinated at this time. It's unorganized mess, and so those I actually anytime I purchase something on sale, or like the 10-cent sale at Walmart, the clearance sale at Walmart, bought a bunch of stuff and it's still sitting in there without not bobbinated. If I am ever missing a color, or if I run out of a color, there are some colors in there that I am running really low on. I'll sort through those containers and see what I've got, bobbinate a new one, and stick it in the container. And I'll show you an example of how I do mine. I think everyone does theirs differently. But normally what I do on mine is I will cut off that number from, I see everybody do this on YouTube. I'll cut off the number and then tape it with clear tape, and then just wind the whole thing in there. So normally, like I said, I work out of the master set of DMC, but there are some projects that I consider my my travel project, like this one right now. I've got in, just dropped everything. I know you're gonna ask me where I got this. This is the cutest thing in the world. It's a cosmetic case. I got it at Walmart, and it's got these really cool pockets for different things, like little mesh pocket. You can see what's in there. I carry my highlighter. This has needles. It's a little needle case. I use a lot of Ziploc bags, kind of like Priscilla and Chelsea. I use a lot of Ziploc bags. And because this is my travel case, this is stuff that I carry around. I just dropped everything that was in the other pocket. Good job, Christina. Everything just fell to the floor. All right, it wasn't important. Anyway, because this is my travel case, I have tissues, I've got essential oil, stress relief, and Tylenol. Usually this is in my purse with me, or if I travel, you know, I've had bills in there, sorry. I've got a small Q-snap, and then little pattern with with all of its thread. This one is, well, I'll show it to you since I haven't showed you any cross stitch and we're already 28 minutes in. This is Mermaid Mermaid Fracture from Plum Street Samplers. Absolutely love that pattern. And I bought, for the most part, the called for, it's either Classic Colorworks or Weeks Dye Works threads. Here's what I did. Normally I'm one of those people that just jumps in and just buys whatever it calls for. I did it in this case because I noticed that the variegation on the threads wasn't significant enough to make it worth purchasing. So I didn't buy all of the Weeks Dye Works. What I did was I was at my LNS and I just picked whatever I thought was pretty. So for instance, this one is, this one's Chesapeake. And so I bobbinated it with the little card in there so I could tell what it was. I figure at some point, if I don't use all of this, that I can use it for a different project. I'll need to figure out how to store these for future projects once I'm done with this. I'll show you the progress on this. It's a beautiful fabric. Again, I got this from my from my local needle workshop, and you can follow the progress of this on my Instagram. On my Instagram page, I try to post almost daily any of the projects that I post daily if I stitched. If I didn't stitch, you'll see a random picture of a margarita that I drank or something else. But anyway, that's that one. That's currently my travel project. That's what I take everywhere with me. In this little carry-on, or this little carry-all bag. I want to talk about materials as well. On that same trip where I purchased that mermaid fractor, I bought these needles. Actually, I'm done with them at this point. It's the size 28 John James Tapestry Petites. They're a short little needle. Oh my gosh, they so nice. The only thing is I made the mistake of buying like a pack of 100 or 50 or something ridiculous amount of needles from Heaven and Earth Designs. I bought like a 50 pack, I think, maybe a 50 pack. They're longer. They're not this. These I just kind of bought on a whim because the other order hadn't come in. I've already used these up. They tend to have a little bit of a longer eye, and I think my fingers are pretty big, so I just kind of bend them. So I've already gone through a pack of these. I think there were 5 in here. Yeah, there were 5 in here. No, actually I haven't used them. They're in here. They're in this little container. But I have a pack of the other ones that are longer. Can't remember what, I think they're bohin needles. I don't like those as much, but I'm going to use them until I finish them. I'm not going to buy new needles because that's ridiculous. I'm not going to spend the money right now. I'll pick up that other stuff later. The sun went down. I don't like this. So that's how I normally stitch. So I do have projects with silks and all that, and I keep those in their bag. The projects that there are a few projects that have their own case of DMC, but not all of them. There's just no way. I can't keep that much stuff, you know. As far as finishes go, I do want to show you finishes. I have very few because, you know, me. This right here is my HateCon 2016 name tag. Isn't that cute? That's the only thing I stitched on while I was at the Heaven and Earth Designs retreat. Yeah, that's all I worked on, seriously. And then my other finish, I just finished this year. It was a little finish. I'm trying to find it was a Bent Creek Bluebird Cottage. It's a teeny tiny little pattern. And of course, I need to get one of those boards that everybody uses. It's just a teeny tiny little pattern. I need to frame it. I don't think I'm going to wash it. It's actually, I finished it so quickly that it's clean. So what I'm going to do with this one is I need to find a frame for it. I'm going to try to frame it myself. I'm going to pull a McKenna and frame it myself. I feel confident it'll be okay. This one is this pattern is Madonna and Child. This one actually came from a book. I'll show you the book in a minute and maybe flip through a little bit of the pages to see if that's something that interests you. I can give you the details of the book and where I bought it. I believe I bought it at Amazon. This is Madonna and Child. I'm really proud of it. This is full crosses. It's already been washed. It just needs to be ironed and framed. I believe this is 18 count Aida. Again, this is when I first started stitching. So, you know, in this last 2 years, this one took me forever to finish only because I started dabbling in other things. I started buying more projects. And so I just kept becoming distracted. But I do need to frame the 2 of those and then maybe add them to this wall. This is a huge wall. And then I've got a bare wall over here and then the wall that's over here on the side of the desk. That Madonna and Child project came from this book, Ultimate Cross Stitch Projects. The designs are from Maria Diaz. And anyway, she's got some beautiful projects like this one. She's this, I don't even know how to say this, and I speak Spanish. This is Italian, the Scapigliata. The, I want to call her La Greñuda, which means in Spanish the, you know, unruly hair. She's beautiful. I don't know when I'm going to get to that though. I like that. And I like this one, Wisteria Cottage. It's beautiful. If you guys want to flip through this, I'm sure somebody else already did this, or, you know, you guys can probably find this book on Amazon still. It's a beautiful book. It's got some, you know, gorgeous, for those of you that like cats, I'm not much of a cat person. I won't kick a cat or anything. You know, they're sweet animals. I'm not into the cat patterns or, you know, we have 2 dogs ourselves here in the house, so I won't kick a cat. I can already picture the comments. Anyway, it has some beautiful, look at this. This is gorgeous, and it's got some pretty beads in the middle. Anyway, that's that. That is, those are finishes. Like, again, you won't see very many of those from me. That's not my thing. Let's talk about whips. I'm gonna need to remember to not show you my patterns. So this is, oh, it's on the floor. Give me 1 second. It's Ornament Faces of Fairy. Let me pull out the picture so you can see it. That's her. Again, this isn't my style. I do like fairies and I do like mermaids and that sort of thing. Dragons, and maybe not so much. But I fell in love with the colors, and I think her eyes are beautiful. And anyway, this is that piece right here. This eye, and then the piece of the green of the tail of the dragon. I think it's pretty. I actually just bought this one on the Heaven and Earth Design sale. They just had a sale like a few days ago. I bought 2 patterns. I'll show you the other pattern in a minute. I haven't started that one. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to have one page done here before I start the other one. Just bear with me. Do you see this needle minder? Isn't she pretty? It's the same designer. It's Jasmine, or the artwork is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And it's one of those, I hate the glare there. All right. Super cute. I got that from Heaven and Earth Designs. This magnet here, I gotta show you these. I bought these at the dollar store. They come in a pack of like, I think 6 or 10, and it's pretty cool because they stick to each other. So I put one in the back and one in the front, you know. But what's nice about these is that they are, notice how it looks like a spool when they're together? Well, what I do is when I'm parking, if I park for whatever reason, I feel like parking on that project, I normally don't. I can just twist the yarn around there, or not the yarn, sorry. I can twist the thread on there, and so it keeps it organized, keeps it out of the way. I've lost sunshine, and my neighbors are going to start walking their dogs throughout. Let me go. Hopefully it's not too dark in here now. I don't like the lighting in here. It's terrible. So that's current project. I've already showed you Mermaid Fractor. Oh, and this is 18 count Ada. I actually dyed it myself for a different project. It's I think I used teal. I don't remember what color it was, honestly. I'll have to look for it. If anybody has a question about it, just put it in the comments if you like the color. It's a beautiful green blue color, and it tends to be spotty throughout. The project that I'm doing, I'm lying to you. That's not what I did it for. I did it for a Christmas project for the Brooks Books. I'll show it to you in a second. I'll remember what it's called, but that's what I dyed it for. This was just a scrap that I had. But I wanted to do something, I just didn't want to spend the money. I didn't want to go out and buy more fabric. I have some scraps and that was the one that fit. So that's the one that's being used. I mentioned earlier, I'm going to move on to my stuff that's already in progress. I mentioned that my first project from Heaven and Earth was the free pattern Stitcher's Retreat. It looks like that. I actually kitted that one up completely. So this is probably maybe one of two other projects that has a full kit for it. The fabric that I'm using on this one, I believe is 28 count something. It might be, I can find out. I got it at Hobby Lobby. This is not enough fabric for that project. This is probably too small. It is too small. I already know it's too small. What I'm doing is I'm not going to stitch the whole thing. I'm actually going to stitch only this part right here. I'm going to skip all this gray. I'm going to skip the floor and maybe about a row here and a row here. So literally I'm stitching just the two ladies, and right now what I've got done is maybe actually it's this area right here. It's 1.5 pages that I've got done. Excuse the threads. Oh, this lighting is horrible, you guys. Anyway, not much to see here. Yeah, not much to see. It's, but anyway, it's 1.5 pages. Me and getting things done just doesn't happen. But I have to finish this. Like, even if I just stitch one of the ladies, I will be just floored. I would just be extremely happy about it. So that's Stitcher's Retreat. I recently stitched on this. If you look at my Instagram, I have maybe in the last month some progress on it. So that page was finished, and then I did the other half. I got bored of it, and then I moved on to the next one. The next thing I want to show you is Mermaids of the Deep Blue. You guys have already seen this. It is a Mirabilia. It's this pattern by Mirabilia. It's gorgeous. I'm actually going to try to do the hair in different colors rather than the like reddish brown color. Maybe do something darker for one of them, and then my daughter's hair color on the other. If I ever get to the top of the mermaids' heads. This is where I am, and this one's on a cheap scroll frame. Can you guys see that? So I've got the tails done. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And I love the, is it Kranic? I love that. I'm going to get back to it at some point. But it's a beautiful pattern. Let's see. The next thing I want to show you is the Tango Fairy. This is a pattern that I saw in at the Heaven and Earth retreat at HateCon. When I saw it stitched up, oh, it's beautiful, guys. I don't know if I have a picture of it. Oh, I should have been better prepared. I am prepared. I have everything in front of me. It's just all in boxes, in containers. Sorry. That's what she looks like. My progress is just one corner. I've gotten 1 page and a little bit. Guys, I was going to say a bad word. I messed this up. So I finished this page right here, and then I was stitching along, blah, 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 blah. I get over here, and then I was like, you know what? That looks a little bit wider than, it looked a little bit, wider than this page, and I was like, that's weird. So then I thought, okay, let me start from down here and move up, because I also got kind of bored of the colors up here. I was off. I had added 1 column. So that was a whole weekend's worth of stitching. All of this right here was a whole weekend's worth of stitching. So guess what I did? I picked it all out. Took me forever to get it all out. By the time I finished that, I was pissed. And so I abandoned it. I put it away. I'm mad at it still, but I am happy that I'm kind of getting some of the pretty colors over here. This is such a waste, but I'm sure this is going to add to it when it's done, but I was so mad at it. I just remember that I was mad at it. And this is that, I can't remember what the name of the fabric is. Heaven and Earth Designs. I think it's called Easy Grid. I don't know. I'll find out if you guys want me to find out for you. But Heaven and Earth Designs, it's the kind that has the like the bluish or the grayish grid, and it's the 10 by 10 squares. This one is 28 count. No, it's 25 count. Heaven and Earth Designs. You can find it there. The other project that I want to show you is probably one of my favorite projects from Heaven and Earth Designs. And that is Old World Map. Look at this crap. Look at all these threads. So I have one page finished. I did it for one of the challenges for Heaven and Earth Designs. I hadn't finished the top page. Guys, this is so confetti heavy. It's frustrating, and it's a pain. But I love this pattern, and you can see this clock right here that I have from, I bought that at Walmart. It's got an old world map. Oh, and it's huge. Look at this. It's ginormous. Anyway, I need to get back to it. I need to put some stitches in there. Maybe if I make myself a goal of, 100 stitches a week or something. I don't know. I need to become more organized, but it hasn't pulled me in. It will. I love it. And that one looks like this. When it's finished, it'll look like that. It's gorgeous. This is just so confetti heavy. Super confetti heavy. Okay. I stopped the video because I wasn't sure if I was recording sound correctly. I told you I had my my setup with my Lowry. Basically, my phone is being held by my Lowry stand. And I wasn't sure if the microphone was, anyway, I have no idea. So it's working. So, and then I put a little bit of a lamp. Whatever. So that was it. That was Old World Map. And I believe that one is on 28 count. And a lot of the bigger projects, what I do is I'll do tent stitching. I won't do full crosses on those. All the ones that I just showed you are all tent stitch. The next thing I'll show you is also Heaven. I told you, Heaven and Earth. I absolutely love them. The next one is also another pattern that I saw stitched up at HateCon. It was they have a full-size pattern, but the one that they had stitched up was, they actually had it framed. It was gorgeous. It's just the story keep of Moonstones by Linda Raven Scott. And that's what she looks like. She's gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. It's got some yellows, some beautiful blues. And again, it's a story keep, so it's a small pattern. It's not ginormous or anything by any means, but this is the size fabric that I've got. This is what I have finished. So just the top few rows. Again, I get sidetracked and I end up doing something different, or if I end up putting everything away because I'm doing a thorough cleaning in my living room and everything gets put away, I forget that I have things and then I jump back to them. Can you relate? That was Moonstones, right? No. Yes, Moonstone. That was Moonstone. What the heck is this? Oh, this one is Mini Hope by Marta Dolling. This is what I use for my picture on on Flosstube or YouTube, and then for on Instagram. That's the picture. I think she looks kind of like me in my youth. I will show you the rest of this, what this looks like. You know, she's actually sitting like on a trunk, like on luggage, and she's like, I think waiting for a train or something. I stopped stitching her. Let me tell you why. It's one of those things. I absolutely love the pattern, and I think she is gorgeous. The only reason I stopped stitching her is because I made pencil marks on the fabric for gridding, not realizing that I was going to be able to see them through the white thread, and there's a lot of light colored. I'm looking for the picture. I don't think I have a picture of her. I don't have a picture of her fully stitched, you know, what she's gonna look like. But anyway, take my word for it. She's sitting like on a trunk, and she's sort of waiting for somebody to pick her up. It's almost like I've got all my hopes and dreams, and you know, the world is my oyster. That sort of feeling is what I get when I see her. Oh, and I actually saved the paper from the fabric. It's Sweetgart Antique White 25 count Lugana linen, which is probably my favorite to stitch on. So anyway, I stitched her, and notice all these lines here. I'm not going to be able to wash them out. It's pencil. I use mechanical pencil. Now on my normal projects, like the Old World map, on the fairy face, I can do light pencil markings and they'll be okay because the stitches will hide them. Not on this. You're always gonna be able to see them. So I stopped stitching her, even though she's gorgeous. I think I might actually frame her the way she is, but I'm not gonna continue. I'm not gonna put in any more work on this. I think she's so pretty. Notice the attempt at parking. Then, what else do I have in here? I have no idea. Oh. So again, the whole fairy thing, right? And I don't have a picture of this one either. I don't even know why I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you just because of to demonstrate the volume of stuff that I'm working on. It's just the top of a mushroom. It's the pattern is called Mini Deer Diary. It's a fairy, and she's sitting under a mushroom, and she's writing in her diary. So I was gonna stitch that for my daughter. That's as much as I've got done. Stay tuned. Maybe it'll be her wedding gift.
Can I use my phone for a lab? Can I take pictures?
Go. All right. Next. Oh, and then how I store my stuff. I use these containers. I got them at Costco. And I use washi tape, my daughter's washi tape, and I put what project is in there for quick reference. And typically it's 3 projects per container, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 10. So I have 30 whips, at least. No, that's not true. There's one container that has unstarted projects that are not started. This box has some fun projects in it. Oh, this lighting is horrible, you guys. I'm so sorry. This is just terrible. Let me see if I can improve on this. Oh, that's terrible. It's an uplight, and it's not meant to be a spotlight. It's meant to, anyway. I think that's terrible. I might actually turn that off. That's terrible. These projects are fun. I actually want to pick this one up again because Halloween is coming up. I actually, I was going to say fried. I dyed this fabric myself. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh wait, is that upside down? I don't know which side is up. Maybe that side is up? I don't know. Anyway, that's how much I have done. It's Widow Black's B&B. Praiseworthy Stitches. I love this pattern. It's so pretty. And look at the fabric. Do you notice the fabric in the back? I almost matched it. This is ice dye. I took, I believe it was black powder dye, and I put the fabric, I wet the fabric, I put it on top of a little crate, what's it called? Cookie sheet. Cookie, you know, where you let your cookies cool, a cooling rack? Cooling rack. On a cooling rack, oh my goodness. Cooling rack, ice, powdered, I folded it up, I scrunched it, scrunched the wet fabric, ice, and then the powder, and then you let it sit. You kind of check it and see, and then you get this beautiful mottled, kind of cloudy effect. So anyway, I have to pick this one up again. Maybe for next month. Actually, maybe I'll start that one after I finish this. I want to finish the one page for from the fairy before I start something new, or before I pick something else up. And what's nice about this project is that it's got some really pretty blocks of color, so it's an easy pattern to follow. This next pattern, or this next whip that I'm working on, it's from this book. It's Cross Stitch Art Nouveau. Guys, if you like Art Nouveau, this is a perfect book for you. It has some amazing pictures in here, amazing patterns. The one that I'm working on is this one. It's a painting by Gustav Klimt, and it is called The Kiss. I'll show you my progress on it. There's not very much done on it. And I made the mistake of picking Ada for it. I don't like it as much. But at this point, I'm not going to start it over. But look at these patterns. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me know if you want me to show you something from here. This one is gorgeous. Look at that. Anyway, it has some beautiful pictures in here. I guess I'll show you what my progress is. It's not much, and I haven't picked this up in a while. It's been a little bit. I did the same thing with the gridding. I gridded in pencil, and I did really dark lines. I don't know what I was thinking, you guys. But hopefully the colors are going to be saturated enough that it'll cover all of that pencil. So that's that. Oops. I want to close. I hate this lighting, you guys. I hate this lighting. I might have to stop the video. I had to stop again. The lighting is horrible in here, and honestly this room has beautiful light, and I waited too late. Shouldn't be drinking around my projects, huh? Good thing I didn't pick wine or coffee. The next project that I want to show you is my chatelaine. I was inspired or enabled, I would say enabled, by Lindy Stitches. Stephanie showed when she purchased the pattern, she said something about how she and her husband met and mushrooms and something. Anyway, cool story, but I fell in love with this when I saw the pictures that she showed. And I went out and bought it. Not only did I buy the pattern, I bought all the specialty flosses. I actually don't have all the specialty flosses right now, but I do have, I have most of the floss. The beading I'm not going to do right away. I'm going to wait until I've gotten farther along on this. This actually moved quickly. I don't usually, oh, this is the back, you guys. That was the back. I showed you my back. To me, it's almost synonymous to showing my underwear. I never show my back. The backs of my work are secret. I'm not the neatest stitcher. This is terrible. Anyway, that's what the what I've got so far. This is called the meadow. This part right here, and I don't know why I put it away. I put it away one day and then I haven't brought back out. But I do want to continue because it does move pretty quickly. It's not a project that takes a long time in the sense that you're doing you're not just doing cross stitch, you're doing specialty stitches, and it kept my attention. So I do want to get this bring this back out. For this one, this one is only on. This one has its own container because it's all of its DMC. I didn't purchase all specialty threads. I actually use I'm doing a combination of DMC and the specialty stuff. So I'm using one of the rings and then the snack bags from Ziploc snack bags. Water lilies, Gloriana hand dyed, Petite Treasure braid. Anyway, all of it is in here. I'm missing some dinky dyes and some other things. I think I put it on order with my local needle shop, but I haven't been back in a while. I have to go back in soon. Maybe when I return from Austin, I'll visit the Stitch Niche and pick everything up. She should have it by now. It's been a few months since I've been. But anyway, this one moves really quickly. I don't have a picture. Actually, I do have a picture of what it looks like. Let me see if I can get it for you. It doesn't do it justice. It's a I don't know if you can see. Anyway, you see the little mushrooms, and at one there's a piece where it has a one of those like those little worms with the hair, the yellow hairy worms. See what I'm talking about? And bees and some other things. It's like they're hidden in the. It's gorgeous, and I absolutely fell in love with it when I saw it. So thank you, Stephanie, for enabling me. And I follow several of you that are working on it on Instagram. Good job. It's a beautiful pattern. I know it's a lot of work. This one I'm gonna leave to the end. It's my unstarted projects. This one has my fabrics. I've already showed you Mermaid. This one is one of those kits that you get at Hobby Lobby or wherever. I think I've seen others working on this. It's called Woodland Enchantress. I don't have a lot on this. I'm not doing it. Actually, I am doing it on the fabric that it came in the kit. It's a 18 count Aida, I think. I just have a little bit of progress on it. Not much. I have too many other pretties to work on. I haven't worked on this one a whole lot. And this one, because it's a kit and it comes with all the fabrics, I'm using a little container. I've got everything in little snack boxes with the number on a what are these called? The little cards, index cards. So it's easy to find and easy to reference. The box is from, do you guys get like Glossy Box or Ipsy or whatever? This is one of those glossy boxes. I love them, and I have a bunch of them. Do you see all those right here? I've got a lot of them. I stopped the subscription. I don't wear a lot of makeup. My daughter's the one that's more of a makeup fanatic than I am. Next one is a Heaven and Earth design. Another one. Surprise, surprise. It's bonded by the rain. I don't have a picture of it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have a picture of it. And the reason I don't have pictures of these is because I had originally kitted them. I had created one of those little plastic boxes for each of these projects, and I had a full set of DMC for each of them, like their own. And every time I bought a new project, I was buying like more DMC and more DMC, and I just felt like I was never going to finish all the DMC that I had, so I created the master boxes as opposed to having individual boxes. So anyway, we stopped that nonsense, and it was just getting too much stuff all over it. I don't have much to show you on that. I have a little bit of, but look at those colors. It's just gorgeous. It's the one with the couple. They're walking under like trees, and I'll get to this at some point. I'm part of the Facebook group. I haven't posted anything there because I haven't worked on it. The next thing I'm going to show you is the Linen and Threads Sal. I joined it at the beginning. I actually joined from the get-go when they first released the first piece in January. I joined immediately. I loved when they showed, you know, the top part of it. I joined immediately. I was like, I'm going to follow this one. I'm going to stay on top of this Sal, and boy, did I never do that. This is what I have. It's a beautiful project. There's a piece that has bees in it, and it is beautiful. And then it just depends on the types of threads that you use, the color threads that you use. Some people did like monochromatic, where they, you know, black fabric, white thread. Some people did like red, like a true red work. It's gorgeous. But anyway, I chose, the colors that I picked are very reminiscent of like, it just reminds me of the houses in Mexico. You know, my grandmother had like an orange wall, a yellow bathroom, and a blue. She just had all kinds of, I call them Mexican colors, but it's these really beautiful, vibrant, you know, saturated colors. I even have a purple in there. So I picked out a bunch of, you know, beautiful, what's this called? Treasure braid, petite treasure braid, and then some colorful DMC. I even have some variegated threads in there. So I've got my little patterns and this in a bag. I'm going to print out all of the pieces to this. I'm never going to catch up. It's going to be a work in process for a while. I will not join another Sal for a while. It's it was starting to feel really stressed. I wasn't doing anything else but that, and like I said, I have very limited stitching time, so I was getting stressed out over something that, you know, it was sucking the fun out of stitching. The next thing I'm going to show you is Gypsy Firefly, and it's the one from the postcard that I was showing you earlier, the Amy Stewart pattern. This one, yeah, it's confetti heavy, like confetti heavy. I absolutely love it. I do want to continue. When I started stitching this, the fabric that I had on hand was it was 28 count Jobelin. It's this Witchelt Imports. I got it at Hobby Lobby. What happened is I bought a sampling of fabric so I can try stitching on, you know, test stitching to see what I liked. Well, yeah, but then I have all this fabric that I need to stitch on. I can't waste it. So I started it. I started that, you know, one of the corners. It's so confetti heavy. It's, and then I did 10 stitching on this, and I don't think I like this fabric, to be honest with you. So I put it away. I wanted to simmer on it, just, you know, anyway. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point. It's a beautiful pattern, though. This is probably one of my favorite Amy Stewart artwork. if you have an opportunity to look at it online, and this is the Quick Stitch Mini, so the details on this will not be as you know, spot on like just the regular size. It's still a beautiful pattern. And that now brings me to my I'm not done, you guys. I am not done. I'm not done. So Stitch Mania this year. Okay, I made the mistake of thinking that I could, you know, 15 starts. No, I couldn't. It was too much. So I ended up with a bunch of started projects that I'm not gonna, you know, I think I did 3 days of stitching, 3 days of starts, and then I stopped, and I just said, forget it. It's not for me. So I think next year my plans are going to be different. I like the idea of Stitch Mania, but I think I'm going to modify my plans to do something different. I think it was too much to do 15 starts in 15 days. Oh, you guys. So this is two of my starts from Stitch Mania. Lizzie Kate Seasons. It's the cutest thing in the world. And the fabric that I bought from my local, from my LNS. I keep saying local LNS. It's not that. It's my LNS, correct? Okay. Get it together. So anyway, summer and, spring and summer. Spring, summer, and then excuse the parked fabric or the parked threads. But this fabric, tell me this fabric is not gorgeous. I don't know if you guys are getting the true color here. It's it's the 32 count amber linen. I got that from my LNS. This will become my travel project. Actually, I will take two. I had this in my travel kit up until recently. I did some clearing out of stuff. I didn't want to carry too much stuff in my purse. But last time I traveled, last time I went to Chicago, I carried this one and the Mermaid, and then I could just switch between the two. This one is a kit that I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby months ago. It might have been a year ago, and I had it in my stash of stuff. And anyway, it's a beautiful sampler. I hope you can see those colors, and it's got some gorgeous gold, whites, blues. The fabric is really pretty. Well, the color of the fabric is gorgeous. I don't have much started on it. I've only done, and this is probably the first time I've done a project where I haven't gridded. I'm actually just truly counting, so it requires a lot of concentration. But notice the color. I mean, I don't know if you can get the true, a true sense of that blue. It's a beautiful color. So I do want to get back to this. This is called the, what the heck is it called? It's called the Esther Kopp Sampler from 1765. And the brand, or the designer, I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea. I don't think it says in here. I don't remember. And I have the whole thing in a little, I think this container, I don't remember what was in here. I bought something in this container. It might have been like, it's got little handle and everything. If I see, like if I buy sheets or if I buy hair products or something, or lotions or whatever and stuff, I'll keep the container. I like the containers because they're clear and I can see the projects in there and they're easy to take with you. And then I put all of the floss in these little bags. it doesn't have a lot of different flosses. But anyway, the colors are just, look at those colors. It's beautiful. My sister's name is Esther. This is one of the reasons that I absolutely had to have this pattern. So, I'm sure she's going to like that I said her name. And then this one, I did start it. I don't know where it is. But it's the funniest thing. This already came, I bought it from a shop in, I traveled somewhere. I might have bought it from, I don't remember. It might have been in Kansas or in Oklahoma. I don't remember. I visited, anytime I travel anywhere, I try, if I have the opportunity to, I will try to visit the local shops. I'll research ahead of time, and then I'll try to build in some, time to visit. I visited one in Portland. I've been to 2 in Wichita, Kansas, and then I've been to a place in Oklahoma. I can't remember the name. But anyway, if I'm somewhere, I will try to visit. And I've been to a place in New Orleans. I can't remember the name of them right now. Gorgeous little shops, sweet people. Buy local if you can. That is this. And it comes with, so once you stitch it, you sew it onto the little pillow. And it's supposed to hold your, it's called needle and thread, needle and thread. When starlight fades, I lay them to bed. It's supposed to hold your my kid says your scissors and if you're using pins, or if you need something to, if you want to leave your needle sitting on something. So anyway, I thought it was just the cutest thing. And honestly, I forgot I had it, so I think I'm going to try to pick that up. I have the, it came with all the threads. It's a little kit, and it has crescent colors, hand-dyed floss. They're beautiful colors. Can you see the colors? Look at that. That's gorgeous. I'm not going to try to put that back. So that was it. And for some reason I had a hoop in there, and I don't use hoops. I use Q-snaps for the most part. That is it for my stuff that's in process. I have one container that has fabrics and extra flosses. And then now I'm going to show you patterns that I have not started, that I've purchased here and there. This is Sweet Liberty, Mill Hill. It says Sweet Land of Liberty of thee I sing. It's the cutest thing. When I bought this, I meant to start it on a 4th of July. Just patriotic. Never got to it. It's sitting. Oh, and I have to show you. It has the cutest little button, and then it has some pretty beads, and it's perforated paper, obviously, but I don't know when I'm going to get to it. And this one I bought at Heart's Desire in Wichita, Kansas. That's one of the stores that I visited. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. So I intended to start that one for 4th of July. Someday I'll get to it. I mentioned that there was a sale, Heaven and Earth Designs, and I'm a Heaven and Earth Design addict. So I bought this beautiful pattern. Her name is Ornament Suru Kame. Artwork by Haruyo Morita. She's beautiful, isn't she? Look at those colors. Anyway, I made myself the promise that I'm not going to start her until I finish at least one page on the fairy that I'm working on. We'll see. Then I also bought the Mystery Sal from Heaven and Earth Designs. I have not started that at all. I don't know if any of you have seen it or have started it. It's got some like creatures. It's a true sampler. It's got creatures and then the border and the it was a mystery when I purchased it. I kind of wish I had waited because I don't like it as much. It'll be a while before I stitch anything from it. I bought the fabric, I bought the beads, I bought the thread, I bought everything. I'm gonna use the fabric for something else because the fabric is gorgeous. It's a hand-dyed piece of 28 count something or other. It's gorgeous, but I'm not gonna stitch it. I don't think I'm gonna stitch it. If anything, I'll stitch some of the I know some of you guys like it, but it's not my thing. Some of the animals are kind of cute. I might do something just the animals, but I'm not gonna stitch the whole thing. But again, I wish I had waited to see what the pattern was gonna look like. It's just not my style. This I picked up in Kansas. Why work when you can pillage and plunder? And it has the little that little, let's see, and I actually started that for Stitch Mania, but I put it back in my not started pile because I did so little on it, and I'll get back to it. My son wants that pattern for himself. The next thing that I started for Stitch Mania that I think I might have done like 10 stitches on it, I just didn't have time, is this antique animal sampler. Look at how pretty that is. The picture does not do this justice. The colors on it are amazing. Yeah. I've got the fabric already, and I only did like 10-15 stitches on that. I'll pick that up eventually. That was another Stitch Mania start from this year that I just haven't had the chance to pick it up again. The next thing I have, and this one I haven't started it. It's a kit. It comes with the fabrics and the finishing stuff, the ribbon and all that. Is this Lizzie Kate red, white, and blue. Oh, it's so cute. And I want to finish this so that I can put it in one of those cool bread bowls that you guys, dough bowls that you guys talk about on Flosstube. I did find one at Target. It's not a true dough bowl. It's more of a square wooden bowl, but I think it's cute because I could just put stuff in there and then maybe sit it on my English isn't my first language. What's it called? You know, the table in the middle of your living room, the center, it'll come to me. Whatever. To display in my living room. I have this. This is Starbursts and Stripes Forever by Cherry Lane Designs. I only started maybe, oh, here, I'll show you what I started. I started a little bit. This was for my Stitch Mania, and again, I never got to it. This one I actually have not started at all. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I'm not much of a Disney. I take that back. It's not that I'm not a Disney fan. It's these cutesy. I don't know. It's cute, but I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stitch the little Mickey and frame him. I'll just stitch him and frame him, and then maybe give him to some cute kid in my life. And then I have this the advent calendar from Brooks Books. Talking is hard, you guys. I've been talking for over an hour now. And I've only done number one, the Kitty somebody or other, Kitty. So she's done. The fabric I dyed myself in a like a teal color. I believe I actually dipped this completely in the water. I didn't, or in the color. The other one was ice dyed. The other one, the Halloween pattern one. This one was like completely dipped in. And it even has like some of the model, like a little bit of the color. You can't see it. It has some of the colors came through it's really pretty. In person, it's a very beautiful like green blue color, and that's it. That's it, you guys. I just showed you everything that I have. I don't know how long it's going to take me to put all this crap back in its place, but I enjoyed chatting with you for the last, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to try to edit for the first time. I've never edited a video before. I'm going to try to edit and make this a little bit more concise, but maybe next time what I'll do is I will show you some of my quilt projects, maybe throw in a couple of crochet stuff that I've got, maybe, I don't know, you tell me what you want to see. I've showed you everything I've got. Next time I don't think I'm going to go through the whole whip parade. I'll do something a little bit shorter where I'll just show you the progress of the things that I've worked on and since I last saw you, but this lighting stinks. Next time I'm going to record in the daytime with plenty of sunshine coming through that window, so I don't look all shadowed and tired. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for, I don't know, do you want to subscribe? By all means. But if you make comments down below, I'll respond, I guess, as I have time. And, you know, for those of you that record, I appreciate you doing that. It motivates, enables. It when my stitchy bug goes away, you guys rein it right back in with your videos. I love the humor that you guys bring to this hobby, and I enjoy seeing what you guys are working on. So keep up the good work, and I will see some of you soon in a few weeks in Austin. And for those of you not coming out, you know, that was the other thing I was going to mention. I think I might do vlog style recording next time. See, I might do that when I'm there in Austin. I might record some of our friends and maybe some of the outings. I think there's some outings that are being planned. So I might do that when I'm there. That'll be fun. I think it'll be fun, and that way you guys can come with us to the Flosstube retreat. So I don't have any shout outs. I think I mentioned a few people, but I don't really have any shout. I should have written something down for you guys. Maybe next time I'll have some more of that sort of content. But let me know what you guys want to see. Till next time. Thank you. Bye.